Whoa, welcome back to LoveBabz, Love Talk on Babz Rawls-Ivy. This is the second hour of LoveBabz, Love Talk. I'm in studio with my girlfriend. Hey, Ife Michelle Gardine.
Hello, Babz.
So Ife, because, on top of all the gazillion other things that she does, coming off a very successful MC Lit Fest, she's like, wow, you know what else we need? We need Kwanzaa. And for those of you who don't know what Kwanzaa is, it really is a Pan-African celebration of community and culture and Black people. And it was started by Dr. Karenga back in the, 1966. And, for some, it's an alternative to Christmas. For others, it's in an addition to Christmas. It starts December 26th, runs to January 1st, based on 7 principles. And Ife has been doing Kwanzaa for many, many years. So this is not her first rodeo. It's not her first Kwanzaa. So she's been doing this a long time. So I guess now is a good time to do it, right? Because we're all feeling some kind of way. It's a way to bring people together, rooted in African and African American and diaspora kinds of things. Talk a little bit about why you wanted to do Kwanzaa.
Because I'm Ife. How would I not celebrate anything, any cultural celebrate? I love celebrations. And I love my culture first and foremost. And I want to share the principles. The principles are such an intrinsic part of our history and how we evolved and how we survived, in this country. So I can dictate the principles if you like.
Yes, that's what I want. Because you know what? Because Ife, there are still people who don't know what Kwanzaa is and have never gone to any Kwanzaa ceremony. They don't know what a Kinara is. They don't know what the 7 principles are. And I don't say that with like, oh, I can't believe you don't know that. I say it because somebody has to keep us rooted in the culture, and you're doing that. So
exactly. And to be clear, Kwanzaa is a cultural celebration. It is not religious. It ain't radical. Like it's a cultural celebration.
Yeah, we're not trying to tell people to give up Jesus.
Okay.
or whatever anything else.
Whatever it is that you celebrate. Kwanzaa is a unique African American cultural holiday celebrating the rich heritage of people of African ancestry. So it's just celebrating our ancestry. Like nobody says anything when Italian Americans have Italian American celebrations or feasts to all the many saints it is an Italian thing. We are not offending anybody. I feel, and and I knew, that I always say, like, we have to understand our own culture to have a place in this world and move forward. But anyway, I'm gonna get to the 7 principles. Because like you said, they start right between Christmas and New Year's, 7 days. The first day is umoja, unity. To strive for and maintain unity in the family, community, nation, and our heritage. And you said nobody knows about the Kinara. I have to mention the Kinara is like a candelabra. I don't know.
Yeah,
very intrinsic.
It's like a menorah. It's like a candelabra. It's like
a rendition of it here behind me. And you put candles in it. Red, black, and green. Red, of course, for the blood that was shed as slaves and in wars, everything. Black for the people, and green for cultivation, for land, for abundance. Okay, and they are called together. They're called the Nguzo Saba, based on universal principles that can be an active part of everyone's life. So again, umoja, unity, coming together, everybody coming together. And you light the black candle in the center to begin. The second principle is kujichagulia, which when people see it, like say that fast 3 times. Kujichagulia, kujichagulia, kujichagulia. Self-determination.
Yes.
To define ourselves, create for ourselves, and speak for ourselves. And that speaks to a lot of what this generation is doing now. People are standing up for a lot of things, and what you and Paul were just talking about with the union stuff and all the reawakenings of people.
Right, power to the people.
Yes, power to the people. You know, day 3 is Ujima, collective work and responsibility to build and maintain our community together, make our sisters and brothers' problems our problems, and solve them together. Yeah. Man, collective work and responsibility sometimes historically has been, I feel like, the most challenging, because as people, especially if people in our community, as we do things or create things or start a business or something, there's sometimes folks that you have to be successful for them to come. And when you have a concept or an idea, I just have to say, when I started Elm City Lit Fest, I had a few people say, "You want to do a Black Book Festival in Connecticut? Is anybody reading?" Well, in year number 2, as Lit Fest has grown and will prosper, and then in 2022 and 21, we found out there's a whole bunch of people reading, writing, and doing a lot of things,
and buying books.
That is, we gotta do more of the collective work and responsibility in all areas and all aspects of our lives. Ujamaa, cooperative economics, to build and maintain our own stores, shops, and other businesses, and to profit from them together. Okay, so like I said, support your Black businesses. We got Beauty Plus downtown. We got a few, Bloom in Westville. We have a few businesses here that are Black owned that we should support. And I support some people online.
Yes. And that's a great way to start, to broaden your, what the kinds of goods and things that you want to get, to broaden your reach, that maybe you can't find here, but you can find from another Black vendor who's somewhere that you won't be able to go to,
And also people that provide services, because we have, we have caterers, we have accountants, we have doctors, whoever. Cooperative economics. The next one is NIA, purpose, to make our collective vocation the building and development of our community in order to restore our people in their traditional greatness. Purpose is just getting centered, finding your purpose. Like, my purpose is being Ife, lover of arts and culture.
There you go. That's true.
Is what Paul said earlier. You have your purpose, unique talent to talk to people and get them to feel like they're your best friend and they're the only one in the room with you. But also spread good information and give everybody a sense of purpose, because everybody's about different things. But it all comes together. Day 6 is Kuumba, creativity. One of my favorites. We love all our music, our art, whatever your creativity is. Some people don't think they're creative. Literary arts is very creative. Anyway, and then the last day is Imani, faith, which takes us into the last day, which takes us into the new year. And we have to move forward in faith that all the other principles will come together and we can live well.
I love that. And this all now what some people do and what you're doing, you're not going to have an event for every single night of Kwanzaa. You're going to pick one night, and that's what night is that? What night are you doing?
We're doing our celebration on day 3,
Yes.
which is Ujima, collective work and responsibility. And I have to say that collective work and responsibility, we are also in partnership. The Kwanzaa celebration is in partnership with the International Festival of Arts and Ideas. We were, and also we were blessed with a grant from the city to do an event before the year was out, and from the Prosperity Fund, which is a very, very good example of collective work and responsibility of a collective of Black people putting their money together.
Yes. My fund is over there. Yes.
And they had a wonderful event celebration the other night of all the grantees. That now the Prosperity Fund gives across the state, in addition to your initiative for oh God, Babz, I'm sorry.
The Freed Woman Fund. No,
the Freed Woman Fund.
The Freed Woman Fund that, you know,
the Freed Woman Fund. Yes. Like I just feel like it is so that the Prosperity Fund is so key. I had to do a little video for them to thank them for their grant, the grant we received. And I really feel like they are the epitome of collective work and responsibility, of Howard K. Hill bringing other Black folks together, saying we can start a foundation of our own to do things. Mm-hmm. But yeah.
and so now I don't want people to not understand that the celebration is always focused around food.
Yes, there will be food.
Yes, and not just any kind of food that reflects the rich diaspora, right? Or the diaspora.
And there will be food. And but because of COVID, it's not going to be, it may not be a buffet. It'll be things that you can eat safely. Okay, because we have to keep in mind, but we're going to be catered by Monterey Chicken. Oh, I didn't get to the day. Ujima, Tuesday, December 28th, from 2 to 6 p.m. I sent Harry the flyer.
I sent it to him too, so we could put it up. Well, it was in the opening credits, so.
Okay, at 496 Newhall Street, which is the Concord Incubator. Again, an example of collective work and responsibility. Concord has a space that
and a beautiful space. And if anybody knows anything about that Newhallville, that Hamden Newhallville corridor right there, that used to be, what was that? It was a school, right?
It was, behind it was Hamden Middle School. That little school, I don't remember what it was called, but it was also a school. But now it is a beautiful space, and for anyone.
Oh, there we go. Thanks, Harry.
Thank you, Harry. For anyone that wants to know, you got to call Aya and get you a nice tour. If you're interested in starting a business and getting it nurtured, that incubator space is for that. I am here to talk about Kwanzaa, but this is all part of Kwanzaa, right?
Well, yeah. I mean, it's good to talk. I think it's really good to talk about Kwanzaa and have some examples of the principles in our midst, so that so people can sort of get a sense of this is what we mean by purpose and collective economics and all the things. Like, these are living, breathing examples of all these principles.
Exactly, because the people we like, when first of all pronouncing the principles and then deciphering the meanings and being like, what you talking about? But anyway.
Yes. So, and people will be over the years, I've seen Kwanzaa celebrations in many different kinds of forms. In many
and that is
ways.
what I want to say. That's what I want to say. There have been many throughout the country, and I now believe throughout the world, since it has started. People celebrate Kwanzaa and around the principles in different ways. So this particular Kwanzaa celebration will be presented by Elm City Lit Fest and Arts and Ideas, and it will be the experience that you get. But we're going to be again, 2 p.m. to 6 p.m. Our doors are open. We have a wonderful young man, Walter, that is went to the DJ camp. So he's a young DJ. We want to feature the talent of our youth, of young people. So 18 and under. And any young people that they can contact us at elmcitylitfest@gmail.com, because I'm looking for young people to perform, although we do have the DJ, and then we'll also have Brigamos drummers.
Oh, we love them. So that's Rafael Ramos,
yes,
and his folks.
Yes. And then we'll also have Tia Russell and doing her dancers. They'll do a spiritual dance and an African dance. And we will have a presentation from Kids TV, Kim.
Nice.
And then we're looking for some other youth performances. We will also be honoring elders in the arts. We're going to honor Elaine Peters.
Oh my God. I don't know if there's any
Kwanzaa forever.
I don't know any little black girl that did not grow up in the 70s, the late 70s, mid to late 70s, and did not go to Bowen Peters.
Right.
I mean, we just all came through the doors of Bowen Peters.
Exactly. And Elaine's carried on that legacy and also done many Kwanzaa celebrations. But for this one, Elaine's going to sit down and receive an honor. We hope. It's hard for her, Elaine, to sit down. She always want to do something. But we're going to honor her. And Alita Staten.
Yes.
Alita has been a force in the arts for a long time. Mm-hmm. And now I like to tell the young people now that New Haven has experienced a creative renaissance, an arts renaissance, where there are so many talented Black artists, artists of color, BIPOC artists, and arts administrators, people and all that. And Alita was at the forefront of that. And so we're going to celebrate her. We are going to celebrate one other person too, but I want to confirm that they are okay. We have to confirm it. So we're going to do an honors elders honoring.
That's good. I love it. So so did you pick this particular principle for the day? Did you what made you choose the third day as opposed to the fourth day or the first day? Or...
I picked that day because of the placement of it between Christmas and New Year, right?
Okay.
I didn't want it to be too close to New Year's, so people start getting ready for their New Year's Eve celebrations. And then not right after Christmas. And then by the time that third day rolls around, people looking for something to do with their kids and get out of the house. And although we do have to be aware that we are in a pandemic, right?
Yes.
So, yes, we are going to be asking adults to show. We have a COVID policy in place. It's the law, people. It ain't personal. But adults will have to show a card, their vaccination cards at the door. Everybody is going to have to be masked unless you're eating. We're going to have tables down because there will be food and you will be able to eat. We're going to have a wonderful craft. There's going to be a whole row of craft things that people can do. And we have artists Rita Charles and Kay Anderson, who will be, no, I will not accept your library card. It's got to be a vaccination card. Harry, you got jokes.
So
anyway,
Ife, go ahead. Do you remember your very first Kwanzaa experience?
Oh my, yes. So when I lived in New York in the 80s, I went to I lived in Harlem, and it was at a theater, a small theater company there, and then people had them in their homes. And I also started having Kwanzaa in my home. Oh my gosh, in the 90s. I used to have Kwanzaa celebrations in my house. I cooked the food, and it ended up being like about 50 people. I was like, whoa, got expensive. And then I was fortunate enough, well, when I was working at Long Wharf Theater, in the 90s, in the early 90s, years ago, I did Kwanzaa celebrations. I also coordinated Kwanzaa celebrations there because my good friend Sherry Caldwell was working at Betsy Ross, and we got Betsy Ross to perform. My friend Abiodun Oyewole came down, from the Last Poets. He came down and he hosted it, and we had we did 2 years on the small stage. And then it was like, you can do it on a big stage. And then, so. And then for a while, I was going to Kwanzaa celebrations, like the one Elaine used to give. And somebody had one at the Elks Club one year, and like there were so many places. So I can't remember the first one, but I just know that once I got into it, because I've always been into my culture. So when I got into it, it just was a roller coaster. So I'm glad to be presenting it. And as an organization a celebration of the African diaspora is what I created Elm City Lit Fest for. And this is a celebration of the talents and the principles of the African diaspora.
And so it feels like a natural marriage of literary, art, just art expression, whether it's literary or not, or multimedia. It's a celebration of culture. So talk a little bit about your hopes and wishes for the future of a Kwanzaa celebration moving forward. Is this something y'all going to do every year? Or you thinking you might do every year?
Yes.
Not trying to make more work for you.
In addition to Lit Fest, the annual Lit Fest, we will have the annual Kwanzaa celebration. We will also have Diaspora Con in April. And
I love this.
Diaspora Con is a celebration of the African diaspora in the comic book and graphic novel realm. There are so many people out here. Oh my God. There's some Black comics folks, and we want to put them at the forefront of everything. And I want to say something too. Our Lit Fest is and our programming is a celebration of African diaspora for everyone. Okay, we want everybody to learn more about the talents and the creativity and the significance of the culture of the African diaspora, so that maybe some people won't be thinking of like we all hard all the time. We have some great things, and we have to maintain our joy in our celebrations, and we have to know about what we do. And so we're going to have Diaspora Con, and we also have another big event that we're going to be planning, but I can't say that till after January. I get it together. So, I like creating stuff for myself to do.
Yes. Yeah, but in your creating stuff for you to do, you bring everybody else along and you invite everybody else on this journey, which is really, really good. Because I don't think most people understood the vastness of the literary community of Black and brown people. I didn't think people realize how wide and illustrious it is. So they got opportunity to see books and discover books and authors that they would have never sort of come across.
And there are so many local and regional authors, and I found out that so many authors within the greater New Haven community, they put their books on Amazon or they go other places. They go to book festivals or things outside of New Haven, and their own people won't buy their book. Like, they want a free book. It's like it's not a side job. It's something that they want to do. Like, arts is for living. People want to live in it.
Mm-hmm. No, absolutely. Absolutely, absolutely, absolutely. So, okay, so you talked about your first Kwanzaa, and a lot of people I grew up, or what I've raised my children with, was doing Kwanzaa at our house too. You know, some of my sorors and I would get together because we all had children in around the same age, and so we would pull together a day of Kwanzaa celebration. We wouldn't do every single day because that's a lot of work, but we would pick a day and we would make crafts and tell stories and sing songs and play music and eat really, really good food. And try to talk about whatever the day the principle was, and what that looked like in our lives. I thought those were wonderful opportunities to sort of bring Kwanzaa into your home and to expose your children to the connectivity of culture.
And I want to encourage people to do that. And we know, Christmas is a time of giving and sharing. And they always say, the Jesus is the reason for the season. But it's also a time of reflection and preparing, ending one year and going into the next year. And I really reflected on that in the past 2 weeks that I went to 2 funerals of people that were they were good people. Anyone, not that nobody's bad, but like, they're bad people, but they're good people, and they were taken away. And so life is so short, and we have so many things to fight for and to stand up for, that we have to come together in our homes and in our lives with our families and understand the significance of it. So in addition to this Kwanzaa celebration, I hope people take away with them a reflection, a lesson on or the incentive to start celebrating in their homes. We will have some books to give away.
Oh, nice.
Not a lot, but we got a few books.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
No, that's
trying to get some more things, but yeah.
Well, I appreciate you. I so appreciate you coming on and talk about this. And listen, folks, you're already on Christmas break because it falls right after Christmas and kids are home. And if you're looking for opportunities to sort of, step away from Christmas overload and reconnect to some different kinds of principles, or maybe similar principles, but rooted in not so much gift giving, but in cultural sharing, that you want to consider coming to the Kwanzaa Festival, hosted by the Elm City Lit Festival and the Arts and Ideas folks, because I think it'll really give you a better sense of going into the new year with something else other than on your mind than Christmas, which I love Christmas. Don't get me wrong, but there's room for additional things, So, well, thanks, Ife.
It's food for your soul, and I appreciate you back for having me. I really enjoyed your conversation I got caught up in the conversation with Paul. I almost forgot to tune in, but thank you. Y'all have a good one.
You too. I'll see you in a little bit.
All right.
Thank you, Harry.
Thank you, Harry.
So we're winding down the show. Monday is the last show of the year for me, and then we're back January 3rd, I think, or something or other. Harry, I think I'm not coming back that Monday. I think I'm coming back that Tuesday. So anyway, thank y'all. And I'll see you out here in these art streets. I'll see y'all soon. Mm.